Good morning. It's Monday, March 23rd. I'm Mary Potter Kenyon, Program Coordinator at Shalom Spirituality Center. Our doors might be closed, but we are actively looking for ways to help to meet some of your spiritual needs during this time. One of those ways is every Monday morning, we will have a Monday morning meditation, and you can join us for that on Mondays at 10 o'clock. We are also looking into hosting some online programs, and we will let you know more about those as we look into having them. What some of you might not know is that besides being a coordinator at Shalom Spirituality Center, I am a certified grief counselor. What does that mean? Where is grief in all of this? Well, many of us are mourning our normal daily routine. We are mourning the loss of that routine. Some of us are mourning the loss of an income, the loss of a job. Some of you small business and large business owners have had to close your doors, close the livelihood that you have built up. Some other people are mourning the loss of the social situations and maybe the communities that they have formed. And many of us are mourning a loss of the time we would have been able to spend with family, friends, our churches. So there's a lot of grief and a lot of loss associated with this coronavirus and what it has done in our lives. It was 8 years ago this week that I faced the biggest loss of my life when my husband passed away. When David died, I instinctively knew I needed two things: prayer, and not necessarily the rote prayers I had grown up with, and I needed God's Word. I needed the Bible. Now, I'm ashamed to admit that 8 years ago, at that time, I did not know how to find the answers in the Bible or the verses that I needed. I just knew I needed them. Also, at that time, though I knew how to pray, I knew how to, though mostly the variety of help and please and thank you, I had not yet learned how to listen, how to discern God's voice in answer to my prayers. Now, if you seek God and you seek Him with all your heart, it is true, you do find Him. And seek Him I did, and I did find Him. I found God in all sorts of people and all sorts of places in those first months and years after I lost my husband. I saw Him in the plain white notebook paper sent to me by a young woman who wrote Bible verse after Bible verse and sent them to me in the mail. I found God and a different way of praying in a Methodist church youth leader down the street who held my hands and prayed out loud for me in a way I had not heard before. I also found God and answers to my Bible verses in a friend and a mentor who asked me to write devotionals for a grief Bible. Me, the woman who did not yet know how to find Bible verses in the Bible, who had never written a devotional in her life. Because I said yes, I suddenly had to figure it out, and I did. Here is a condensed version of one of those devotionals, one of those 13 devotionals I ended up writing. Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9 to 10 tells us, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up." The closest we get to Jesus here on earth is through the people He sends to us, whether they are friends, family, or even strangers. Even on those darkest of days, when it feels like the whole world has abandoned you, be encouraged with the Lord's words to Joshua. Joshua 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. After the loss of his beloved wife, C.S. Lewis wrote in A Grief Observed, "You never know how much you really believe anything until its truth or falsehood becomes a matter of life or death to you. It is easy to say you believe a rope to be strong and sound as long as you are merely using it to cord a box. But suppose you had to hang by that rope over a precipice. Wouldn't you then first discover how much you really trusted it? Only a real risk tests the reality of belief." Do you believe, truly believe, that God is in this? That He is near? That He can work all things for good? Do you see God in all of this? Can you be God during this time? Are there ropes you can reach out to and hold on to right now? My ropes are a daily devotional. I journal. I've been journaling every morning. Letters to friends. Beautiful music, uplifting, inspiring music. We want to be one of your ropes. Shalom wants to be a rope you can hold on to. Join us next Monday at 10 o'clock for another morning meditation and updates on what might be happening through some online programming. Thank you and God bless you.